In today's video, I'm going to show you a wonderful process to get some really amazing effects with Saran Wrap. It's a fabulous way of developing a painting and starting it off, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. And if you're here to learn all about abstract painting, develop your skills and your confidence, then you're in the right place. So welcome to my channel. I'm Joy Faye, and I'm so pleased this week because I've reached 5,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. So thank you so much. And if you're new here, then perhaps you would consider subscribing too and giving me the thumbs up if you enjoy this video. So without further ado, let's get started, because I know that you're going to be inspired and chomping at the bit to go and experiment doing this wonderful process yourself. Okay, so I'm just going to show you some of the things that we're going to be using for this class. We don't need a lot of things, and I'll just go through with you what I'm going to use to start with. Basically, I'm going to do some things on a drawing block. This is nice cartridge heavy paper, A3 size, which is, I don't know it in inches, but it's 42 by 29 centimeters, but it's A3. And then I'm going to use black and white paint to start with. Now you can either use black acrylic paint, this one I've got here, the Vallejo one, or any other make, or you can use a black gesso. And I've started using this and I love it because it goes a long way and it's a nice surface, a nice background foundation. And then the same with white. You can either use white gesso, I've got some here, or white acrylic paint. Then a limited palette, and you can choose your colours. I'm using here, I've obviously got the black, I've got the raw sienna here, I've got a orange and oxide. These are all in Vallejo make, and I've got a phthalo blue. So those are the colours that I'm going to use just as a limited palette for the third painting that we're going to do. One of the most important things that you need for this is some cerulean wrap, which I have here. And you know, you can use stuff that has been wrapped around a parcel or anything, but you need the cerulean wrap. That's kind of the whole point. And I've got an array of different brushes, different sizes. You can see here just my little gesso brushes, which I love. They're cheap and cheery and great. And I've just got at hand some of my other brushes, but you know, you will obviously have your brushes. And I've just got some masking tape. And I've got a palette. I'm just using some plates here, but you can use a palette. I just want to keep everything kind of quite small here to keep it compact, so I'm able to show you what we're doing. So black and white, acrylic or gesso, your limited palette, colour that you want, your drawing paper, maybe some canvas. But you know, as with acrylic, you can basically paint on anything. So you could use watercolour paper, any kind, cartridge paper or canvas. So that goes through what we're going to need. I've obviously got some kitchen roll, definitely your cerulean wrap. And so let's get started and do the first little thing, which I'm sure you're going to be excited about and interested in. So let's get prepared and we'll give it a go. Okay, so the first thing that I've done is I've divided my paper in two with the masking tape, and I've put out some black paint and some white paint. So we're going to paint one black and one white, and that's the beginning. And I've got two different brushes so I don't mix the colour up. So I'm going to start with the black. I'll do the black on this side. And I'm just literally going to cover the whole thing in black. Now, I'm doing this experiment in black and white. You could actually do it in any colour you like. but for the exercise I'm just going to do it in the black and white for you because it's easier for you to see. And so just going to give this nice covering and let it dry. So I'll get some nice edges with the masking tape. So that's the black one. And now let's do the white one. Same thing. Just cover this in white. I'm using the gesso for both of these. And as I said before, you could use, you could use acrylic paint, whatever you like. But the gesso is a good covering and a nice foundation. Whoopsie, we've got a bit of grey in there, but it doesn't matter. So that's our start. Very, 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 very simple. So I'm going to let that dry. Maybe just put a hairdryer over it and then we'll come back for the next stage. So whilst this is drying, what you need to do is to prepare and cut your wrap. So I've got a couple of pieces of these ready to go. This is dry now, so I've been doing this while it's drying. And then have your paint ready. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to do a white wash over the black, and I'm going to do a black wash over the white, and then we're going to see the differences of, how it's going to come out. So I've got my brush here ready. I don't want it too heavy, and it depends because you can do it in any which way you like, but I kind of want it a little bit more watery. It will depend. I mean, for you, when you're experimenting, do a few different ones and see how it goes. So I'm just doing a wash over that. And you could do all different things at this stage if you want. You could get some kitchen roll and dab into it if you wanted to. I might just do a little bit if you want. But what I'm going to do now is get the wrap, and I'm just going to place that over and just gently push it down, and then I can manipulate it into all kinds of beautiful shapes. So now one of the ones that I did, which I can show you now, is one I did of trees, and you can actually make some patterns in the wrap as you go if you want to. You're really free to do however you want. I can use my nails, make some nice indentations, however you feel, and just through experimenting you can discover for yourself what will happen. So I'm just kind of pushing the wrap together in different ways and then drawing into it. You could write on it, scribble on it, whatever you feel would be interesting for you. And let me just show you, I'm just going to show you the white over the black, which was one that I did earlier as an experiment, and you can see this here. Really interesting. Maybe I turn it round that way too. You can see it both ways. What a fantastic effect it has. And we're going to do the black over that one, and this was me doing white over the white over the black and the black over the white, and some beautiful, beautiful patterns that it can create. And the one that I've shown you that I did with the trees. So now what we need to do now is to let that dry, and then we'll peel it off once it's dry, just making sure we've got enough going on here. underneath, and then you can play around with it yourself to see what's going to happen. Right, so I'm going to let that one dry. Now I'm going to do the black over the white. So again, same thing. I've got some paint mixed here, a bit more water in it maybe. And I'm just going to paint over this one with black. And it's such a straightforward thing, but incredibly effective, which I'm sure you'll see for yourself. And then, you know, develop possibilities with it. That's the thing, what you can do with it, you know, within a painting, and just to bring extra interest. So that's the black over the white, and got my Saran Wrap ready. And you can keep using this, you know, it's fine. So I'm going to put this on top, and then see what's going to happen with this one. And you know, you might even use the end of a brush, if you wanted to scratch in some nice marks, manipulate it around, and then this is on paper, and obviously it's going to be slightly different when you do it on, if you do it on canvas. With nails. And, you know, you can do all kinds of patterns with it. So I'm going to let those dry, and then once they're dry we'll peel them off and see what the results are. It's always kind of quite exciting to see that. Let's do a little bit more on here, like that idea. It's so interesting to see how it comes out. These are kind of like branches. Well, we'll see, won't we? But you know, you could do many different kinds of really nice little designs. And you could do it on some, you know, on paper that you can use for collage, all kinds of things. So, you know, have some fun with it. Right, I'm not going to mess with it anymore. We'll let it dry, come back to it, and then see the result. So here we go, and I'm going to peel this off. And whoa, getting some wonderful things happening there. And let's peel this one off. And again, it's a bit stuck to that. Great. Now then, I'm going to take the tape off so you'll be able to see it better. I'll be able to hold it up. So just peel this off. And this one, I'll do this one first. I love doing this because you just never know what's going to happen. And this one, I'm just dragging it down slowly, not to tear the paper. Sometimes that does happen, but like there, but it's okay. Just do that little bit there. Okay, and then let's do this one. this one. Okay, so see if you can have a look at that. Isn't it lovely? You can see all the different patterns and really beautiful. Now I'm just going to show you a couple of the pictures that I've done using this method and then how I enhance it, and then I'm going to show you on here how you can enhance this and do some things with it. But you know, as it is, it's really lovely. I hope you can see that well enough. But you know, we can do a lot more to it if we want to. So I'm going to switch to my microphone and I'm going to show you the different effects that you can get with this as a background, and then I'll show you how we can do it. Okay. So here's the one that I showed you before, and you can see that I've added to it. I've actually put some moulding paste on it in different ways. Here it is. There are actually two different ones that I did as a set, and here is a close-up, and you can see the wonderful effects that it has. And I obviously enhanced it, but you know, the effect is fantastic. And then this is the big one I did for the commission, and you can see again I've added some moulding paste and a few very neutral colours in it, and it looked marvellous. Here it is actually in situ in the client's house. She wanted it above her bed, so it turned out really well. So there's a lot of things that you can do with this. So I'm going to just show you some things that you can do once you've got your, you know, you've got the picture in front of you. I'm going to actually work on this one here because it's got natural things for the trees, which is really nice. So I'm going to work on that one first, but I'm just going to show you something before I start that. What I did with this one, let me just get the first one. I loved this. I think it's really, really nice. And I've just sort of feel as if it was sort of dancing with the stars. And I wanted to just kind of have a play around with it before I started on doing anything. So I made a photocopy, and you can see here I've started using some of my pens, black and white pens, to enhance the shape. So I just kind of wanted to play around with it first before I actually do it on the original. But actually I really like that, and I can seal it and use it. But to me it looks like dancing in the stars. I love it. So if you want to play around before you actually do something on the actual picture, you know, photocopying it is always kind of quite an interesting idea. So that just gives you something to think about. But I'm going to work on this one first, and I showed you before what I was doing with some moulding paste, and I think I can do that on here. So I'm going to show you how that will work. So I'm just going to take the edges down so it doesn't move. I'm on my glass, so I'm fine for my background. So just put this down flat. And what I've got here is just some actual stencil moulding paste, but you can use any kind of moulding paste. You could use some tile filler or anything that you like. You don't want it too thick, but you know, you can use anything. This is mine that I'm using now. I've just got a little plastic knife, and I'm only going to do a little. I'm not going to do very much. So I'm just speeding this up a little bit because you know, it takes quite a lot of time and we don't want this video to be too long. So using the stencil paste, I'm just now using transferred to using a little brush and highlighting these areas that, you know, can represent the trunks of trees. And
doing it in this way, you're going to get all different interesting kind of textures. Now I'm doing a different kind of texture on this other tree, so they're not the same, and again, it's causes some interest. And you can work on these little paintings and really produce something quite magical and very beautiful, and obviously very different, and every one that you do is going to be unique, because you never know what the pattern that you're going to get each time you use the cerulean wrap on it. So you can really build up a fabulous little series of lovely paintings or cards, and you can do them in different colors, and there's all kinds of possibilities. Here I'm using a white acrylic pen, again to highlight some of the shapes and enhance some of it. As you saw with the other paintings, you can really do some very different kinds of enhancement on each one, be it abstract, completely abstract, like the Dancing in the Stars one, or more of an abstracty landscape, treescape, as this one is. You can do so many different things. Now, some of you might already know that I have a lovely free mini course on abstract painting, which I'll leave the link in below, where I cover all interesting different kinds of things. And I have a full online course on my website on textures. So here you can see, finish that one. I'm going to let it dry, move to the black one, and doing something with the white pen on here. And again, enhancing it. I've got different acrylic pens, some very fine, some a bit thicker. So you can, really pick up some of the lovely shapes that the wrap has left behind. So if you haven't wanted to go and have a look on my website, have a look at the different courses there. I've got so many now to really help you build your skill set and your confidence with your acrylic painting. So now this has dried off a little bit, and I'm going to paint into it. I've got some black and white and a little bit of silver and some buff white. So I'm just going to have a little play around with this and work on it a little bit. I actually do a little bit more after I'd finish the video, but it's kind of quite nice to see that you can then paint into it in different ways and highlight some of the areas. Once you've actually doing this, you can have a look at where the light is coming from, so you can put some shadows on the trees and a darker side and a lighter side. And again, you're picking up the texture, so it's another point of interest, and a really interesting experiment and wonderful thing that you can produce. You can imagine this, like I've did on a much bigger scale, how dramatic it can look, and what a fantastic picture to have on your wall, or to even sell if you wanted to. So, huge amounts of possibilities.
Little branches going on. So there we go. I think it's an interesting, fascinating little picture. So I'm happy with that. I mean, I might play around with it a bit later once all that's dried, but I just wanted to give you the gist. And you've got this lovely texture of the paste, of the moulding paste. So when you look at it, you can, it's interesting. It's kind of a bit 3D in a way. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I did a little bit more. Let me just get it here. I did a little bit more. Sorry, just dropped my thing on the floor. To the other drawings that we did, and drawing on top. And I think this came out really well. If you wanted to have a look at that, I kind of found a figure in here, and then I've outlined, you know, some of the other things, but it's extraordinary how that has worked, and a really fascinating little picture. And then the other one, of course, was that one, and I've outlined it a little bit more, and I've got these figures going on, so you can really play abstractively, you know, with finding shapes, and you know my love of shapes, or doing something, you know, a little bit more structured with doing something like the trees. So we've got very interesting possibilities there.
So I hope that's given you some great ideas. If you've got any questions or would like to say what you think about this project, do leave a comment in the comments, and like and subscribe if you did, and press the notification button for more videos like this. So thanks for watching, enjoy, and have a great week painting. Lots of love. Bye for now.